This evening, over 40 young entrepreneurs are given an opportunity of a lifetime. Guyana Police Force is looking into an alleged shooting at Riverview, Ruimveldt. Father of 4 gunned down in Sophia. In the region, asphyxiation of a black man in boot of Brazil police car draws fury, and internationally, Pakistan gives a 6-day deadline to government to announce polls. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. A mother from Mocha Arcata is in despair this evening after her 3 children were killed in a house fire. Sophia has more.
Fire burst through a wooden house in Barneswell North outside the community of Mocha Arcadia on Sunday morning, killing 3 young siblings, ages 8 and 6 and a 1-year-old toddler. The mother, who worked the night shift as security guard, left the children alone at home on the night of the incident. According to a report from the Guyana Fire Service, they received a call at 1:25 a.m. and were alerted to a fire at 10 Field Barneswell Mocha East Bank Demerara. Fire tenders were dispatched immediately. However, due to the deplorable state of the dam, they were unable to gain entry to the house, which had already been completely consumed by the fire. As a result of the fire, the building was destroyed, and 8-year-old Timothy Kippin, 6-year-old Tristan Kippins, and 1-year-old Zalia Flew perished. The structure involved was a 1-story wooden building owned and occupied by Tracy Flew and her deceased children. The conclusion of the fire revealed that the fire was electrical. Nonetheless, the Guyana Fire Service extends its heartfelt condolences to the children's family and friends and reiterates its call for everyone to take requirement steps to avoid fires. The Guyana Fire Service warns citizens not to leave youngsters unattended or unsupervised at home. Cooking should not be left unattended, and burners should be appropriately turned off when not in use. Children should keep away from the cooking area, and matches and lighters should be kept out of reach. Smoke detectors and fire extinguishers should be used as fire prevention and fire devices. Smoke detectors and fire extinguishers should be used as fire prevention and firefighting devices. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. The Guyana Police Force is investigating an alleged shooting incident at Riverview, Ruimveldt on May 24th. Dead is 30-year-old Raj Singh, called Steve, of Riverview squatting area, Ruimveldt, Georgetown. According to reports, Singh was the reputed husband of 32-year-old Akisha Madramutu, who resided in the Ruimveldt area with their 3 children. The two separated a few years ago, but Singh would frequently visit the house and assault and threaten Madramutu. The woman stated that she was afraid of his constant assault and threats since he had a gun. On May 24th, around 8 p.m., Akisha was at home when Singh went into the house in violation of a protection order and severely beat her. She called the Ruimveldt police station and reported the incident. Police ranks, including a member of the neighborhood police, all responded to the report. According to a police report, the ranks went to the house at Riverview, Ruimveldt, where Singh and other friends were imbibing. Upon seeing the ranks, he ran into the house, jumped through a window, and dashed towards the Demerara River, prompting the police to give chase. One of the police ranks claimed that while walking on the landing heading towards the river, he heard a sound coming from the bushes on the riverbank. He quickly shined his torchlight in the direction and saw Singh with an object in his right hand, which was followed by a loud explosion. The officer, who was carrying a .38 revolver and 6 live rounds, discharged 2 rounds in Singh's direction and saw the man run and jump into the Demerara River. The ranks searched the area for Singh, but he was not found. The following day, on Wednesday, around 6:45 a.m., a fisherman from Riverview squatting area went to repair his boat and discovered the body of Singh in the Demerara River on a mud flat lying face down. The body was examined by crime scene technicians, who discovered 1 suspected gunshot wound to the right side of his abdomen. The body is at the mortuary pending a post-mortem examination. The area was searched, but no trace of the suspected firearm was discovered. Investigations are in progress. The Guyana Police Force is on the hunt for a lone gunman who fatally shot the father of 4 in Sophia. Sophia has more details.
A father of three was killed execution style in front of his home at Deeply, Sophia, Georgetown by a low gunman on Thursday, May 26, 2022. The dead man has been identified as 43-year-old Colin McPherson, who was a driver affiliated with the Ministry of Health. Headline News was informed that McPherson was sitting in front of his yard in the company of others when he was gunned down. One eyewitness who resides in Sophia recalled that he was in the house when he heard a loud explosion, after which he saw McPherson run inside and start shouting, "Close the door." According to the eyewitness, the shooter was slim-built, fair in complexion, and was wearing a black shirt, dark color pants, and a blue face mask. Upon seeing the gunman, the eyewitness quickly hid in the bedroom, leaving McPherson in the living room. Two more loud explosions were heard before the place went silent. The eyewitness further stated that he emerged from hiding a short while later to find McPherson still in the living room. The police arrived at the scene around 11 p.m., where suspected gunshot injuries were seen on the victim's body. The police also discovered two 9mm suspected expended shells. The body of McPherson was officially pronounced dead at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. Several persons were questioned, and CCTV cameras in the area are yet to be viewed as investigations continue. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sowers.
Thanks, Esther. Stick around after the break. Guyana Police Force discovered several sachets of cocaine in a yard at border, and over 40 young entrepreneurs given the opportunity of a lifetime. But before that, here is the British Attraction schedule, which is sponsored by Antique and Modern Concrete Molding Establishment.
In a world filled with copycats and ever-changing trends, make your property stand out with unique concrete moldings. Different, exquisite designs carefully handcrafted to suit your style, with various customizable and antique and modern designs made at our factory. Antique and Modern Molding Establishment. We make your property outstanding. We make and install all moldings anywhere in Guyana. The best quality, affordable prices, on-the-spot quotes, and no hidden fees. Call us or WhatsApp us at 684-5050 or email us at modernestab@gmail.com. Antique and Modern Molding Establishment, made to stand out.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
They say that when it hits you you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give in to a juicy piece of KFC. To feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
The Guyana Elections Commission GCOM is currently conducting a cycle of continuous registration. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by October 31, 2022 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Where to register? Visit the registration office responsible for your area of residence to apply for registration. See Sunday Press for the locations of the registration offices. Registration offices are open from Monday to Friday, 8 to 18 hours, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 14 hours. The offices will be closed on holidays. This registration exercise will end on Sunday, May 29, 2022. For further information, contact GCOM on hotline numbers 225-5868, 225-5808. Or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. Over 45 young Guyanese entrepreneurs will be allowed to showcase their products at AgroFest to be held at the National Agricultural Exhibition at Queen's Park in Bridgetown, Barbados from May 28-29. The AgroFest will provide opportunities for many new businesses owned by the Guyanese entrepreneurs to be given the chance to showcase their products internationally. The Guyanese businesses range from agro-processors to furniture manufacturers and jewelers. Their participation is being organized by the Guyana Manufacturing and Services Association in collaboration with the Private Sector Commission and the government. President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali is leading a delegation and will be delivering the feature address this afternoon at the event's opening ceremony. President Ali is accompanied by several government representatives, including the Minister of Agriculture, Zulfikar Mustafa, and Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, O.N.H. Waldron. Both President Ali and the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, have reaffirmed their commitment to advance their nations together with many projects in several areas, including hospitality, import substitution, food security, and agricultural diversification. The Guyana Police Force discovered several sachets of cocaine in a yard at Bordeaux. Dale Jarvis has more details.
Acting on information received, a party of police ranks carried out an intelligence-led raid in a yard on Charlotte Street border, arrested a man and seized several packets of cocaine on Thursday, May 26th. Upon entry into the yard, ranks observed the male occupant dropping a whitish substance into a small heap of sand on the ground. As a result, the ranks searched the heap of sand in the suspect's presence and found two small Ziploc bags. Inside of the transparent bags contained a whitish substance suspected to be cocaine. Hence, the suspect was cautioned, arrested and taken to the Alberton police station with the suspected cocaine. It was weighed in his presence and amounted to 19 grams. The bags were sealed and lodged at the Alberton police station to be presented as evidence in court. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. Don't go away after the break. Asphyxiation of a black man in the booth of Brazil police car draws fury, and Pakistan. Khan gives a 6-day deadline to government to announce polls.
The Guyana Elections Commission GCOM is currently conducting a cycle of continuous registration. Anyone who will be 14 years or older by October 31, 2022 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is your civic duty and legal responsibility to apply for registration if you are eligible. When you do, you would be issued a national ID card and be listed to vote at future elections if you meet other eligibility criteria. Persons could be fined or sent to prison for refusing to apply for registration. Registration will end on May 29, 2022. For further information, please contact GCOM on hotline numbers 225-5868, 225-5808, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Ruimveldt or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverview and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
The Guyana Elections Commission GCOM is currently conducting a cycle of continuous registration. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by October 31, 2022 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Eligible persons can apply for new registration if you were never registered, name change if you have changed your name since you were registered, correction if registration information is incorrect, and transfer if you have changed your address since you were registered. See Sunday Press for more details. This registration exercise will end on Sunday, May 29, 2022. For further information, contact GCOM on hotline numbers 225-5868, 225-5808, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Here now is Esther Sobers with today's regional and international news.
Good evening. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Colombians head to the poll on Sunday to elect a new president. For the first time, a left-wing candidate is favored to win, but the prospect is deeply divisive. Al Jazeera Alejandro Rampayetti reports.
Presidential candidate and former rebel Gustavo Petro has galvanized millions, especially young voters, by promising to change this deeply unequal country. 20-year-old Stephanie Ramirez decided to volunteer for Petro's campaign after she was unable to pay for her college during the pandemic and her parents struggled to keep their small shop open.
It's been very difficult as a young Colombian to live in such precarious conditions when it comes to work and access to health and education, and I believe that Petro is betting on changing all of this.
Last year, she joined tens of thousands of other young Colombians to protest against living conditions. They were some of the most violent demonstrations Colombia has seen in decades. The police crackdown only inflamed the discontent of those outraged by the country's widening inequality.
Before the protests, I had been very inactive politically, but with all the injustices and killings, I could not remain indifferent. It evoked the desire for things to be different for us.
Petro is backed by many poor and working-class Colombians, but viewed with alarm by businessmen and some middle-class voters. They fear his plans to halt new oil development or redistribute pension funds could put economic stability at risk.
This letter sent by the manager of one of the biggest milk companies in the country, urging suppliers not to vote for Petro, went viral last week. It says Petro would put at risk private property and the freedom of enterprise in the country. A Petro clause has also been added to a number of contracts this year, allowing the parties to scrap the deal if the former guerrilla comes to power.
Mario Hernandez, who runs one of the best-known Colombian fashion houses, is not hiding his support for Petro's main rival, Federico Gutiérrez, who is seen as a continuation of business-friendly policies of President Iván Duque.
I prefer the devil I know. I've said it many times, in South America the left has never been successful, from Cuba downward. That's the example.
But with more than 20 million people living in poverty and rising violence, polls show that 70% of Colombians want change. Not all of them believe Petro's proposals are the right ones, but enough people could decide to give him and the left a chance. Alessandra Ampietti, Al Jazeera, Bogotá.
The killing of an unarmed black man by police had led to outrage across Brazil. The video of the incident went viral on social media. Al Jazeera Victoria Gatami report. Warning, some viewers may find the following images disturbing.
Two police officers pinned down Genivaldo de Jesus Santos, a black man they say was resisting arrest. They then trap him inside the smoke-filled trunk of their police car. Look at the man there. Oh my God, they're killing him inside the car, says one witness. Video of the incident went viral on social media. Protests have been held in his hometown of Umbaúba in northeastern Brazil, and shock and outrage expressed across the country. For years, human rights activists have accused police in Brazil of discrimination, brutality and excessive force. On Tuesday, the day before Santos died, dozens of people were shot dead during a police raid on a criminal gang in Rio de Janeiro.
Yes, another massacre in a favela. It's truly shocking. We cannot allow it to be normal that the state enters a favela and leaves with 20 or more dead.
Relatives of Santos say he was unarmed and suffering from heart problems and schizophrenia. The Federal Highway Police have opened an investigation into his death. In a statement they said Santos was actively resisting the officers who pulled him over. They immobilized him, then used instruments of lesser offensive potential to contain him. Santos was taken to hospital. Doctors say he was dead when he arrived at the emergency room. The officers involved have been suspended, but many in Brazil fear this may be another example of institutional brutality and racism within the police. Victoria Gatenby, Al Jazeera.
And internationally, less than 2 months after he was ousted in a vote of no confidence, Pakistan former Prime Minister Imran Khan has staged his biggest protest yet in the capital, Islamabad. Al Jazeera Kamal Haider reports.
Hundreds of containers and police barricades have failed to stop this protest march. Thousands of supporters of former Prime Minister Imran Khan, bringing life to a virtual standstill in Pakistan's capital Islamabad. One group broke through a set of barriers, while others close by tried to reach the protest venue hoping to catch a glimpse of their leader. People marched for 30 hours in lines stretching for several kilometers to reach the capital in what would usually be a 2-hour drive. Hazrat Rahman says he left early morning on Wednesday to reach the city despite the barricades.
The Punjab police made things difficult for us and used tear gas and threw rocks to stop us, but I still managed to get here.
Although it was meant to be a peaceful protest, it soon turned violent. The police used force to restrict the protesters in major cities and prevent them from joining the protest in the capital. Khan's supporters, including women and children, faced intense tear gassing and rubber bullets, despite a court ruling allowing the protest to go ahead. Hundreds of people were also arrested across Pakistan, including in night raids to apprehend senior leaders. Imran Khan says he has decided to temporarily call off the protest and issued this ultimatum.
I'm giving the government 6 days to announce a new election date, announce election dates in the month of June, and dissolve assemblies. If you do not, then I will come back to Islamabad with all of my men.
The former Prime Minister Imran Khan has already left the venue of the protest, but he has warned the government that it has 6 days to announce fresh elections. The government insists it will complete its term in office, but it faces an uphill task in dealing with the mounting economic crisis and with its use of force against peaceful protesters. Criticism of it is growing. Kamal Haider, Al Jazeera, Islamabad.
Thanks, Esther. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. That is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. We will be back on Monday at 7 p.m. with another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.